But what's your deal? What I've heard who you are, but I've heard it from people who are like, we figured out who she is, and they're gonna give me a piece of their mind. Why don't you tell me who you are? How about that?
Yes, BigTech. Well, my name's Marie. I go by Marie. I'm from Chicago. I've kind of lived here my whole life, ventured around a lot. I travel to DC, Denver, and LA pretty frequently, maybe twice a year if everything's going well. My
DC,
passion lays,
Denver, and LA.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. West Coast, and then a little bit of East Coast here and there too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the reason I bring that up is because like I feel like my purpose really lies in like the moment and then also action as well. Like what can I do right now to kind of bridge things between like people or like a lot of my friends that I've connected with over the years, they usually come to me to not fix things but someone to go to, and then if they need to start up like a company or like they need somebody to write up a logo or like a design, like just mini tasks like that, that I'll just like do that for them or connect them with the right people because I love seeing people like build their own network and stuff like that. Like I live for that type of things. So to go along with that, I'll usually throw like a pop-up event, about 100 people, 150. Usually it's like a community event for like underground weed, like the cannabis industry and stuff
What?
like that. I know it's wild and it's like taboo or whatever from what I've heard. But
You smoke
I don't
weed?
know. I do smoke weed, and I'm
What?
not like ashamed of it. And me and my mom go to the dispensary every
You are
once in a while.
ashamed
Like,
of it, or you're not ashamed of it? You said.
I'm not ashamed of it. I really
Oh.
like it. Channels a lot of my creativity and stuff, but I know it's not for everybody.
Well, channels your creativity.
Yeah, I write a lot of poems. I like to not ghost write, but I like to write bars, stuff like that.
Amazing.
Um, so that definitely helps. Let's see. So
Oh
let's go
yeah.
to like
How
the.
old are you? Can I ask that one? I know you'd never
I'm old
ask
as
a
fuck.
lady, but you don't sound so old that you would not say your age.
Guess.
Uh-oh.
Judging by my profile picture.
Wait a minute. Let me see your profile
No, I'm
picture.
saying this one right here on my Discord.
Is this really your profile pic? Is this really you?
No, that was the Jew from the Change My Mind, the Yay thing that Dalton.
Well, thought I recognized her. She's holding the sign, huh? But next to Dalton.
I'm sorry, it was a good meme, and I had to put it in there. RJ busted me out, but I'm 20.
Busted.
Cam up.
Busted.
I'm 28, and I turned 29 in June. I'm older.
Okay. Yeah, you're getting older now. What's up with that?
Aging like fine wine.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing that? Most women don't do that.
I like to be like spiritually fit and take care of myself. I'm really big into like holistic healing and like massages, facials, and stretching, stuff like that. So I like to take care of like my body, and your soul and your mind kind of aligns with it.
True.
And it de-stresses it, so that's what I need sometimes too.
So you're serious? You think you're aging? I'm not trying to be mean, but you really think you're aging like fine wine?
I'm Asian?
Aging like fine wine. You capping? You ain't Asian like no fine wine. I mean, I can't see you, but I mean, some women stay kind of sexy into their 30s. Is that you? Are you sexy?
I'm a solid 6 out of 10.
Yo, hot. Dang, dude. 6 out of 10. Let's freaking go, bro. That's what I'm talking about. That's my number. That's the magic number.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's go. Okay, awesome. Well, cool. Solid 6. Aging like fine wine. Epic. What else? Okay, so you've been traveling around. You throwing events for underground weed. Is that how you called it?
I'll break it down a little bit. So this is the goal. Like if somebody makes this is literally what happened this year. So my friend created a THC salsa, right? So they make it underground. I mean, not on the shelf and not like legal by the state or anything like that yet.
Yeah.
So we that process where we get them a label, we get them like a logo, stuff like that, and then we build these pop-up events so then they can network for their product. You know what I mean? And then we finally talk to like vape shops and the higher ups and stuff like that, and try to push their product in or see if it could actually be a legal substance. So not legal substance, but legal for consumption. So then they're not selling illegal products and not moving forward with like their potential business, if that makes sense.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So, anything else cool you want to share about yourself? I don't know what to ask. You're 28, doing that kind of, I mean, that sounds kind of interesting. It makes me, I don't know if there's anything else I should ask before I lead to this question, which makes me, it kind of begs this one, which is like, what is your interest in what we're doing over here?
On Cozy?
Yeah. How'd you get over here?
Man, quite the adventure. And I'm actually blessed I went through this process because I wouldn't have found Cozy in the first place. And I still would have been like living a normie life and trying to figure out how to do like a Yay campaign without the support that I found. So
Wow.
like basically I was on Twitter, right? And I was like, fuck, I'm gonna follow like I was like I had enough. I'm like this like something has to happen. Like I'm gonna follow as many Yay fans as I can and then like not organized, but kind of just get some ideas flowing. This was before I even know spaces existed, right? So then I hashtag Yay West or Kanye West, right? And I went through the Twitter, and this is when I saw the Paul Allen show, and it was like a purple box. It was the first space I ever saw. I'm like, what is this? And then I go in there, and it's someone named Zartosa, and they're funny as fuck because I thought it was like an Arab auntie this whole time, but turns out it's like a 9-year-old who just makes like really funny noises on the microphone. So I jumped in the Paul Allen space, and that's exactly what I heard. I just hear him saying some weird ass like Indian gibberish, and then like Paul Allen's like, "You fucking sand, blah blah blah," like saying all this fucking outrageous stuff that I never hear this like in real time. Like maybe like I'll see it in a meme or like a post, right? Totally different when you see this like what's it called? Like the blood sport thingy. So that got me hooked. I was like, all right, I'll stick around a bit. And then as I started like following the other speakers in like Paul Allen show, I got introduced to other spaces. And this is like more like the AF circle, right wing circle, and that's something completely new to me. And the people that like I first talked to on the Paul Allen show, they know this about me. They know that like I'm more of like a central thinking person always, and I lean to the left like growing up, right? And like I never had that guidance or like somebody to be like, yo, like you should actually be doing this with your life, or you should have God in your life, right? So when I finally found this on Twitter, I got like really passionate of staying that way, I guess you could say, instead of leading back into just like a more careless life. Not a careless life, but a more careless like thought process, I guess. So the more I stuck around like all these spaces, that's when I first saw Mio, right? So I saw Mio and he was like, oh, catch us on Cozy. I'm going to be with Brittany Beaky. And I didn't know who she was either. So I finally jumped on Cozy and like it was really random. Like they were watching like random like donation videos like from their like dono videos. So it'd be like a music video or just off, you know what I mean? And then thankfully, I thought that's all it was. Like I thought it was like you click on Cozy and then like it's just like Brittany and Mio. And then I finally was realizing, holy shit, there's a whole network of like actual information and actual news sources that people need to know about or like people need to actually like tune into instead of reading all like the like what's it called like CNN, Fox News, all mainstream media, MSM and shit like that. So I was like, fuck, this is gonna be perfect for the Yay campaign because we have Nick Fuentes who's gonna be like leader of American First. Sorry, I'll pause. Smoking on our
Hey.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. To be honest, that's epic. I wish there was BigTech chewing tobacco. I don't ever chew tobacco. What about you? Have you ever tried that?
No, I don't chew tobacco.
Do you smoke it? You smoke cigarettes?
I don't smoke cigarettes, but man, I've been craving some lately. I've been getting a little wound up, and I was kind of thinking of like the American Spirit because everybody smokes those now.
Yeah, they're pretty trendy now because they tell you that it's organic or whatever, and it's got the Native American on the box, and you think of the Great Spirit and the Peace Pipe. It's a pretty good brand.
And the pretty.
I wish they sold one that was called like Monster Truck Fire Eagle or something. I'd smoke that. Something silly and ridiculous.
I used to smoke Cowboy Killers, the Reds, Marvel Reds.
Yeah, I wish they had one that was actually called Cowboy Killers. Like that was the brand, Cowboy Killers, not the Marlboro Reds. Like that's the nickname. Anyway, I was talking recently how I quit smoking weed a long time ago, and the way I did it was I started rolling tobacco cigarettes instead to break me of the habit of rolling joints. And it helped.
That's replacement, yes. And you actually like you appreciate it more too because you're like hand rolling it yourself.
Yeah, it turned out it actually didn't matter that much. I mean, I had gotten high enough times that I just didn't need to do it anymore. But I still had a habit of just wanting to stop and roll and smoke. And I used to just smoke weed, but the problem was then I'm stoned for hours. And I found out, I could just smoke a cigarette and get a little nicotine rush, like a high, sort of like a stimulant high that lasts for 10 minutes instead of being blazed for the next couple hours of my day. And that was way more practical. And then after just a little while of doing that, I also then was like, I don't even really need to smoke these anymore. So I just quit that, and then it was over. But
So you're clean.
yeah, that's how that went. But then recently I started rolling them again. I had something to do. And also I had a buddy who was I was working with for a while last year, and he was smoking a lot. We were spending time in the truck. We were on the way back and forth to a job site, and he was always smoking one. He'd be like, here, you want one? Like, yeah, what the heck? We got like a 2-hour drive, so I'd smoke one too. And then I'd smoke one with him on the job site. And then we'd go get steaks afterward, and he'd be smoking again, and I'd smoke one with him. I'm like, dang, I'm smoking again. This sucks. And then all of a sudden I was on the job set by myself one week, and I ended up buying a pack. It's like, I can't be here and not smoke. I'm used to it now. He got me. So then I quit buying them though, because now it's like $10 or $11 a pack. Screw that. So I went to the cigar store, and I bought a big old bag of tobacco, and I bought some rolling papers. So now I'm back to rolling them, and you know what? I like it. It's like once, twice, 3 times a day, I'll go roll a cigarette. I don't even usually smoke the whole thing, but I'll put a little smoke in there, and I'll, just chill out, and tastes good, feels good. It's a fun thing to do, and it doesn't cost me next to nothing. It's like 30 cents to roll a cigarette when you roll it yourself versus whatever, like 75 cents to pull one out of a pack. Anyway, so that's my little tip for everybody. Also, I've been hearing a lot of things, people saying about how nicotine might actually be good for you in small doses, a little bit of smoke. I don't know if it's the nicotine or something about, is it just breathing smoke? I don't know what it is, but apparently for males, it might actually boost testosterone. Not that I need it. I got extra to spare. My cat's got enough testosterone to power a small army because he's a Chad King. This is Steve, by the way. You ever met Steve?
Oh, hi, Steve. Meow.
Hi, Murray. Hi. That's actually not how he talks. That was me. I was just pretending. I was embarrassing him with a stupid voice. His real voice actually sounds cool.
He's using a voice changer, eh?
All right, so I got a question remaining for you. There was more you were going to tell us, but let me go back even further. Why are you interested in the Yay campaign?
Oh, yes. Okay, let's get to that. So, Yay campaign. More like Ye himself. I've been not obsessed, but I've been a huge Ye stan. Like, not more so because of the music he dropped or like the music that he's also produced for the other artists that I listen to, but literally because of like I feel like all of like his controversy makes him who he is. Like that makes him his character. You know what I mean? Like I always say this like spiel. Like this is the same when people get so like shocked of like what he does. They're so surprised about what he talks about. Like, this is the same guy who went up to the TV screen and said, hey, George Bush doesn't like black people. Like, in live television, right? Unplanned. You couldn't fast forward it. You couldn't rewind it. You couldn't, like, stop him because he already said it. And then, like, you just see this chain of events where he has this opportunity to kind of speak up or make a point or not show a lesson, but kind of or teach a lesson, something like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like he delivers that completely. And the fact that he's collaborating with like Nick Fuentes, I feel like I always say it's an even bigger force and it makes it more unstoppable. So I think like there's huge power in that. And he wants to he talks about a lot of issues that I fell into like as a child and as all of us did as kids, like the pornography, how like we just have like unlimited access to it on our phones. Like we're just pretty much programmed to be addicted to porn and stuff like that. And how like our women these days, like we're more like wildcats in the forest, as you can say, rather than tamed how we were once. You know what I mean? With all like the Tinder apps, the OnlyFans, the adult industry, and stuff like that. Which I do. I talk about that in my Substack and talking about how the owner of I'm like venturing out a little bit, but just talking about how filthy the CEO of OnlyFans is and stuff like that. And it's like, I wouldn't even come to realize that if it wasn't for people like Ye bringing up those points in the first place. If you go into like spaces, you go into like any political talking table or something like that, they bring up all the same issues and stuff. And maybe even Ye said himself, like he wants, maybe they want to change 4 policies, 5 policies, stuff like that. Like, no, he wants to change like the whole fucking, like revamp everything. Not so much abolish it, but just reconstruct it, something like that. And then when you do that, that literally gives like humanity more of restoration that we need, I guess. So when I
Okay.
saw that he was running again, that definitely ignited a mission in me for sure. And the more collaborations he has like this, the better he has. The more numbers he has, the more power and growth that he could potentially make too. So that's why I really do believe in him, and I'm ready to do anything it takes. And that's why I do clap back at these stupid ass Twitter fake profiles, and I'll write up whatever like my response is, because literally like it's the fucking truth, and I'm not just gonna like back down because a bunch of people think
Kanye, not we
I'm.
all just get along. Sent $8.
Yo, let's go.
Aw. Okay. And I apologize for being low energy. I was just doing a lot of what's it called? I was with Wurzelroot earlier. I don't know if you saw that, but
Yeah.
I'm slowly recovering from that.
Actually, I heard you were with him the other day. I actually heard that. I was in the airport on the East Coast getting ready to fly home, and I ended up hearing that space that you were in.
That one was fun. I liked that one. We were kind of bantering back and forth, and I actually thought like shit was squashed after that too. So I was surprised about today's crusade.
Yeah, what happened today? Anything? Where's it at now? I mean, before he was just dunking on you, clowning on you, doing his best, and you were doing it back, and all of that.
$10.
What else would I be saying to you? Oh yeah. So how is it now? You guys were dunking on each other the other day, and then you talked again today. So now what? So
yeah, I got totally clapped, but I think I clapped him back a little bit on Sunday, or 3 days back, right? And then like Real Gangstalker, his girlfriend, she kept like constantly writing statuses about me, or just like, and it sounds so fucking petty, right? But then like at the same time, I do want to clap back and talk about it too, or debate about it. So that's why I did respond back to like the bullshit. But no, she was just saying like I'm a fed and like the same fucking stuff, posting my Instagram pictures that were literally from 2019 and all that shit. And it was just like bothersome as fuck, because I'm like, okay, I don't mind if that's on Twitter. Like, it's obviously the link is on my Instagram, link is on my Twitter, so obviously those pictures are accessible. So I talked about it repeatedly, and it just like it exhausted me, because they were asking me the same questions. They were asking like, why were you at a Chicago protest at that time or something, or why were you affiliated with Antifa? And it was just the same. Like, they didn't have any new material that was from today. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of this like thing that we're bringing up was from the past. And I told them I'd like to be where the action is. One of the biggest protests that happened at the Trump Tower, I was there. And I told them,
you're gonna see me walk away, but it's because I've got to drink some water. So I'll be right back, but I can still hear you and talk to you in my headphones. Okay, so please continue. Go on. Sorry for the rude interruption, but I'm about to die of thirst. I'll be right back. Okay, but go on. Thank you.
Will do.
So they keep asking you about Chicago. What the heck?
Yeah, no, and I.
All right, let me ask you again. Why the heck were you there? Why were you in Chicago? You some kind of Antifa weirdo?
No, I'm not a federal journalist. No.
What? Yes, you are. Admit it.
I'm denouncing Antifa. No.
I don't believe you. You're trying to infiltrate.
Oh no. What am I going to do?
I don't know. But who do you really work for? George Soros?
I work for myself.
Do you work for Harvey? You work for Harvey Weinstein? Do you work for Steven Spielberg?
No.
Hey, what do you think about? You know what? You can tell me all the rest of all that stuff, but honestly, it's like they already all know. I don't really know, but I don't really care. But what do you think about Ye's things that he said about Jewish people? I mean, like he said the stuff about George Bush doesn't care about black people, which maybe that's true. And then he said that thing about how Beyonce had the best music video of all time. Well, maybe that's also true. And he said lots of interesting things that were kind of like upsetting to everybody, which also may have been true. What do you think about, like, you said you're recently becoming sort of like educated on Jewish people, but how did that sound to you when you heard it?
So when I first heard it, I wasn't really taken back by it. I almost felt a little proud because I knew he wasn't talking about the Jewish people in like the whole populace, the whole generation, or like everybody, right? I knew he was talking about the
Nice.
specific people he was in contacts with.
How'd you
You know what
know
I mean?
that?
Oh, come on. This is what Hollywood's built on. You know what I mean? The music industry, which I forgot to mention, I take like pictures like or do photography because my friends own like the venues and stuff here in Chicago. So I
Okay.
already know kind of like ropes and stuff about contracts and how independent artists can kind of get wrapped up in that and stuff. And
Yeah.
Kanye just happened to be around that for most of his life. So of course he's gonna be portrayed as crazy. You know what I mean? He's gonna be portrayed all these things because there might be certain rules in his life that are making him feel that way, or
Mm-hmm.
for us to perceive him that way too.
Do
So
you
yeah,
think
no,
that
it
you're
was.
kind of like different than everybody else who heard it, or do you think a lot of people heard it similar to how you did?
That's a good question. Huh. I don't know. I feel like it's so mixed now. Like not mixed, but so mixed emotions. Like some people are like, "Oh fuck yeah," like he said it, like Hail Hitler, stuff like that. You know what I mean? But then there's some people that are like, "Oh my god, this just proves that he's bipolar. This just proves he's schizophrenic. Like he's crazy." Like you know what I mean? So I was proud, but at the same time I was like, "Fuck, I already know that the mainstream media dick riders are going to be like having this one." You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think about those claims?
Which ones?
The bipolar mania, mental illness ones.
So I feel like that it's just a byproduct of the human condition. When you go into these like Hollywood situations, when you get into a marriage with Kim Kardashian, who is also backed a little bit by like the Hillary campaign a little bit, and he does talk about how that wedged in his marriage and how pornography did as well. So
Mm.
I feel like there's certain factors that every man and every woman goes through, and sometimes we do have those like sporadic like action. Sometimes we have those sporadic meltdowns. Do you know what I'm saying? So like he's just as human as all of us. So like if we're differentiating saying, oh, he's black, he's bipolar, he's schizo, or like whatever. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that
Yeah.
makes him more human. I don't know. Like he's nobody else is taking action or stepping up to the plate or breaking barriers the way this man is, whether he's crazy, whether he's mad, or whether he's sane. Do you get what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Um.
Like
Huh?
remember in Mario, he'll be like, "Oh yeah."
Oh my God. We're back. We got Mario memes. Let's go. We're vibing. Oh yeah. You have hook
My Nick has sent $10.
shot things.
Questions. First,
My
what is her
knickers.
stance on abortion now compared to 2020? Second, did she burn the coal with Tyrone that she's pictured with on her Instagram?
Could you hear that?
I heard burn the coal and abortion, but I don't know what context it was in.
Thanks, my knickers. I was away from. I gotta turn it back up after I get music dono sometimes. I'm gonna play it again.
Okay.
You can answer these or not. It's up to you. But sometimes they're gonna send you a question. The nice thing is for me that I get the $10. Let me see. What?
My Nick has sent $10. 2 questions. First, what is her stance on abortion now compared to 2020? Second, did she burn the coal with Tyrone that she's pictured with on her Instagram?
Do you know what that one means?
Yes, I do know what both of those mean.
Okay.
So, okay, let's go. Which one should we hit? Should we hit the abortion one or
Do
TikTok?
Tyrone coal burning first, and then tell us about abortion.
Okay, so we're no coal burning over here. The factory's
Ever?
closed.
Never?
No, we're closed.
Never in the
Coal burning.
past?
No,
Closed
sir.
means it used to be open.
What? Okay,
The
well,
coal burning factory used to be hot. Used to be burning coals.
yeah, I'm not a coal burner.
That's racism. You're not supposed to say that.
I was answering the question in the context it was asked.
I know you got baited into it and you got bamboozled.
I got fucked.
You got blacked. Lol.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Well, let's explain it. I'll explain it for sure. So, this is definitely referring to the picture that Real Gang Stalker put on like 7 jumbotrons last week or the past week. So it's a picture of me, literally. I'm in a face mask, and it's in downtown Chicago in front of Trump again. And my friend, I think his name's Lamar, not Tyrone, but close enough, right? So he you can look it up too. He put up this thing called No More Foundation, and basically it's called like No More Gun Violence in Chicago. The part of chapter in Chicago he's talking about is O Block, Inglewood. I don't know if you've ever heard about it in like hip hop culture stuff like that. But
I've been there.
you've been there? Did you visit?
I used to drive an ambulance in Compton. So I've been all over Inglewood and Watts and Linwood and North Long Beach. That whole area was my beat.
Oh no, I'm talking about in Chicago.
Did you say Inglewood?
Yeah.
Get an Inglewood in Chicago too?
Oh, you're talking about the one in Cali, right?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, crazy. And your
you
Inglewood's got an L block too?
Do you guys have an O Block?
I thought you said L block.
Oh no, O Block.
Bro,
Bang,
well, our streets aren't even laid out the same way. Like that's so weird. Never really thought about that. I always thought it was a reference to like a jail block. You know, they got different numbers for the different detainment blocks in the detainment facility. Anyway, go on. Let's not let me not hijack into stories about Inglewood, California.
my bad.
Go on. No, I don't know about O Block in Inglewood in Chicago. What's the deal?
So this is it's just like a random really poor shitty neighborhood that happens to be in Chicago. Michelle Obama was from there. I don't look into her like that.
Is that where she grew up?
She grew up there. Sorry, she's not originally from there, but she did grow up there, like in high school, and Chief Keef did as well. And what's Little Dirk? So it's like a bunch of like OTF members, stuff like that in that circle. So he started a foundation where he just does like toy drives, shoe drives, stuff like that, or gives them like tablets or does mini fundraisers. So I wasn't affiliated or associated in that actual foundation. But when he reached out to me to he paid me $75 just to do media there. The biggest fucking protest ever. Like it was Chicago police. It was about 70, not 70, fucking, sorry, it was about like 50 of the cars. And then how many people on bikes? Maybe about 20 of them on bikes right next to us. And then it was just like the anti-police brutality stuff. And so we went downtown, and that was 2 times. And it was fucking epic. Like you could never make memories like that or be in that kind of radical situation unless it was relived. So I don't regret being there, but I do understand it wasn't a right-wing rally, so I can understand why they can be skeptical of me or suspicious of me. And I'm an outsider too, so I get it. But that's why those Antifa claims actually was from that picture that was brought up. So it makes sense why they asked that, you know.
Do you consider yourself a right-wing person?
More than now, or more than any time in my life, definitely more right-leaning. But I've always kind of considered myself central thinking.
Central thinking. Well, yeah, you're a stoner, so your mind is expanded.
It's opened a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so expanded. Your mind's so wide open, man. Do you ever smoke weed and go, whoa, man?
Not woke over here. Like, we even used to joke saying I was like ex-libtard and stuff like that. You know what I mean? The same people that were calling me Antifa would joke around and call me, like, we would all say like ex-libtard and shit. So
yeah,
like it wasn't a new thing. You know what I mean? It wasn't a new development. But
what kind of people do you vote?
I did not vote the past 2 years. No.
Why not?
I honestly was super apolitical, and I really was in a dark place at the time, and I geared left, but not in a political way. So I just wasn't focused on politics at the time. I did do a lot of charitable work, but it just wasn't aligned with politics. It was just more of like for the more unfortunate people around me.
Did you have a heartbreak or something while you were in a dark place?
No, I'm just kind of recovering a bit. For sure. I was in like a 3-year relationship, and I converted, sorry, kind of random, but I converted to Islam because in his religion, he was Muslim too. And in order for us to have like intercourse and stuff like that, we would have to have like a Quaker type Islamic wedding or ceremony. So we were together for 3 years. So I just kind of took a break after that, honestly, because it was a huge change.
And you got married?
Not legally married. It's called the Quaker wedding. Kind of, we have to have 3 witnesses from my family or 3 witnesses that are my friends, and then the spouse. What's it called? He would have the same thing, and we would be with the sheikh, which is kind of
Oh,
like some. You know what I mean?
so
I was
is
really into it.
so was he of of a Muslim heritage and descent, or was he not like Nation of Islam type? I don't know. I don't really know if they call themselves
He was
Muslim.
from Pakistan.
From Pakistan?
Yeah, he wasn't white or black. He was from Pakistan.
What happened? Tell us the juicy details.
It was an evolving relationship for sure, because I've always been like just this, wildcats and type of mentality before, just really untamed and shit. So when we actually got together, I stopped like having drinking, I stopped having that like flirting sensation or whatever, and then stopped smoking weed, and even the cigarettes, the Marvel Reds, I dropped too. But it was more than that. Like my mindset changed completely. Like I didn't have these like pervasive thoughts anymore. I didn't have I don't know, just a complete mind change, I guess, in a good way. And we didn't end up on bad terms or anything like that. We just weren't really like progressing. He didn't want me to go to school, and it just felt like I was stuck. And so we kind of moved on from that. It wasn't like an edgy or bad breakup or anything. We're
You,
still civil. I just don't affiliate or talk to him, you know?
you just got kind of like meh. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. Just wasn't
Meh.
going where you wanted to go.
It was crazy. It was definitely an experience, I guess. Just because the Juma thing, like where you go to church every Friday, and you to pray 4 times a day. So I would partake only twice a day because I never followed the times and stuff.
Wow.
So it was pretty devoted, and it was a good time in my life. But after that, I definitely geared left and dropped those good values I had for sure. And I'm pretty open about it. I talk about it, and uh, a lot of people know that about me, and it's in my Substack too.
Amazing. And that was 3 years. And then how long ago was that? That was a couple years ago that ended?
Correct. Yes.
Thanks for sharing so much about your personal life.
You're welcome. I
That's
just
fun.
like, you know what I mean. I
It's
don't
fun.
have anything to hide.
Nice. Nice. All right. So now you're just kind of like, you love Ye. Ye starts doing something. And you found yourself in a Paul Allen space.
Johnny sent $5 yo BT.
Yo.
TV is a Samsung. So I cleared my data.
Uh-huh.
Cleared my cache.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Bruh.
I tried to load Cozy onto
Aw.
my 2018. Same thing. Neither is working for Cozy. I think the new update may not be compatible. Might want to let Nick know and figure this out.
Yeah. We'll have to send that up to the Zoomer dev team. Thanks for letting me know. Somebody watching, get on that. I'll put a who should I fire that off to? Let me think. Who needs to know? RJ, do you know who we should tell about that? And RJ, are you still here? Better question before I start yelling out to him.
Sleepy art.
RJ's just chilling. That's all good. Well, Samsung TVs ain't working for Cozy. What a drag. Ooh, no, it won't have a separate browser. Well, wait, how do you browse? I've never used a Samsung TV that way. Is it a Samsung based browser? Can you use other browsers? Can you put Chrome on a Samsung TV?
By the way, I was watching on the stream, so by the time I heard you ask my name,
Oh
it was
yeah,
a little too late.
Well, did you hear that super chat? He wants to let somebody on the dev team know about Cozy. It's just not working. His Samsung TV, his current one and his old one, neither of them will load Cozy on the browser. So for some reason, the new update, it used to work, and now with the new site update, he can't watch Cozy on his Samsung TV anymore.
Hey, I'll fire that off to Zoomer Dev myself. Hey, thanks for letting me know, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
based.
it.
Yeah, he paid to send that message in, so we should make sure it gets up.
So we will forward it to.
Very
man
cool.
that needs
He
to
could have
hear it.
just kept it to himself and said screw it, but
Yeah.
that rules. Yeah, Cozy's still in the beta form, by the way. It's not even really fully launched. We're still integrating a lot of things and testing stuff out on the back end and getting it all tippy toppy for the real launch.
Is there going to be an app for it?
I hope so. Part of that is going to be whether or not there's going to, it might not be hosted on the Google Play Store or Apple Store. There's probably going to be problems there. They usually ban. They have certain issues with TOS limitations and stuff before they'll allow it. But there might be an app that you can API into your phone or whatever. But right now, a lot of people use it through. I find it plays best on Chrome in my phone. It's still not. It's not ideal.
Yeah. There's a contact at cozy.tv. There you go, Juice. Juice posted in
Perfect.
chat.
Yeah.
Dr.
Contact.
Juice?
Juice is a mod in my chat. Juice EA24. Who's Dr. Juice?
Dr. Juice, isn't that Joe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's Joe?
I thought that was. I don't know their last name, but they're like a cool streamer from Australia, right? RJ?
Yeah. RJ gone again.
Right.
RJ just doesn't talk to
Yeah.
Marie.
I don't want to. I'm letting you
Okay.
take
Cool.
this. I don't really want to talk to Marie.
Fair. RJ hates all women, especially you.
Ouch. What did I do?
You're an Antifa Fed infiltrator. You're not to be trusted. You're enemy. Combat your sneaky spy.
I am opposition.
Speaking of
Oh
that,
my goodness.
Where's
what's?
that $1,000, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you-
fuck. You caught my bluff.
Yo, you fell for it.
I'll
RJ got
think
Women
about it.
lying?
RJ
Wow.
bamboozled.
I was thinking about it.
You were?
Maybe.
All right. So what's this I hear about some issue with you being in people's DMs and some stuff going on? What's all that?
Oh, God. Okay, yes. So this is what happens. So we'll be in the Paul Allen space, right? And literally, like, we'll all just like be like, yo, we have to get somebody in here so we can, like, what's it called? Either re-pill them or do like a mini bloodshed sport something. So I literally just go to the people that are following me, or I look at the people I'm following and I message them the space. That's it. I don't text anything. I don't write up a, like, hey, what's up? No, nothing. I literally send that. And then all of a sudden, like, when everybody was mad at me, they're still mad at me, like, people would be like, oh my God, like, she totally DM'd me. Oh my God, she messaged me. Like, no, like, I literally sent you a space, right? That doesn't mean, like, oh, that's an invitation where we're talking personally. But the people, like, the few, like, accounts or few friends or connections that I did grow a little, not close to, but, like, more of an acquaintance to, didn't really, like, not fully trust, but just, like, we messed around, like, with people on, like, FBA spaces and, like, random ass spaces together. So, like, they'd message me and be like, hey, like, my account gets banned all the fucking time, so here's my Instagram or something. Or, like, if we have to, like, reconnect outside of Twitter, we'll just go here. I didn't keep in mind, like, the Groyper rule where, like, you can't dox yourself and you can't share your social media and all that. I learned all that today from Wurzelroot because I didn't know it was such a huge severity and safety concern and shit. I genuinely did it. I kind of took it with, like, I literally looked at it in a universal mindset and was like, okay, like, this isn't, it's not abnormal. Like, it wasn't abnormal to me at the time until it got brought to my attention today, and realized that it's a safety concern for people to face docs, or it's a safety concern for them to give them their personal Instagrams, I guess, because
What's
there's
going
people.
on with your mom?
What's with my mom? She's probably my best friend, and she's more not yay pilled, but she's like a yay pillar as well, and she wants to get into the movement too, and she's going
Yay
to.
head. Let's go.
Hell
How does
yeah!
she tie into what's going on?
How does she tie into what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, well, she's not tied. She doesn't know, like, how well, she has an idea of, like, who's posting about me and all that constantly. Like, I told her about it because it was just, like, kind of genuinely annoying for a bit and bothersome. So she knows, like, briefly that, but she doesn't know, like, it's a big deal, or she doesn't know that somebody said my actual location and my age and stuff, which isn't a big deal either. I reposted it to show that it's not a big deal.
What's she trying to do?
She's not trying to do anything, actually. The reason why I brought it up to, I think his name, Patriot Pepe 25, I messaged him because they were posting a picture of me in Washington, D.C., and it had, like, a picture of me with my my top a little bit low and stuff, I guess you can say. And so she was saying that she's gonna, what's it called, like, dox the actual titty picture, like, dox the actual picture, but nobody has that.
Wait, the titty picture? Did you just
Yeah.
say?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I brought up my mom, because literally there is picture, like there is in that format pictures of me, but nobody has on Twitter. So I'm like, how the fuck is she gonna, like, just
What kind of format are we? What are you talking about? What
um
format?
So this was on October 7th, 2019. First 2 weeks of October, I was doing like a mini photo shoot, right? And we were in front of the Capitol building, and then I was with a photographer, and we just took some intimate picture, not intimate pictures, but pictures for myself, I guess you can say. And
Were you
they were
naked in these pictures?
no, I wasn't naked. They were just suggestive. And they were like, it was for me, it was for my eyes. It was art, right? But on my Instagram, I posted just the regular shots of me, just normal, like, pictures. So, what Real Gang Stalker did, she jumped onto she found out who took the picture of me, even though they weren't tagged in it. So, I'm not sure how they found them. That's fine. Like, that's what she does, right? She finds everything that she needs to dig up. So,
Does that make you nervous?
it doesn't, because it's public information. So why would
Okay.
it make me nervous? And I'm not hiding from it. Like here I am exposing how I took suggestive pictures in front of the Capitol building. It's pretty embarrassing, but
We're only
and
talking about it because it was brought out to the public, right?
no, we're only talking about it because you asked what does my mom have to do with this. And
Mm.
so when I thought that she like literally got my pictures from that photographer because she was saying how she's going to share my pictures, even. And then she also said that the Groypers have my pictures and they're the ones who's going to send it, but nobody has it on Twitter. So that's when I messaged Patriot Pepe, and I'm like,
What did you say?
I flipped the fuck out. The messages are on Brittany's screenshot. You can actually look for yourself. I don't remember exactly, but I said my mom, she's getting really pissed off right now, and I think she's gonna contact the authorities. And I'm like, actually, and I took that back, and I'm like, she might reach out to Wurzelroot for a statement for like from her, not from like a cop or police or law enforcement, anything like that. I would never in a fucking like I'm not ever would reach out to authorities over this. That's a pussy ass move. But I was getting not broken down, but I was getting like fucking mini annihilated for like a week straight. And when she brought up my titties, then I brought up the fucking authorities. Like titties, authorities. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Like that's all. Like it really was. And even if she did dox them and she found a way to get them, I really couldn't
Your
reach.
titties?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So, yes or no, were you following
RJ's
Refuse-
bricked right now.
No.
RJ
Yes or
is
no, were you following
dialed
Refuse
in.
Fascist
RJ's
Chicago?
ears perked up, and he entered the conversation as soon as there was talk about this girl's titties.
Big, fat,
Big,
gross
big
boobas.
real, big
Don't talk
capital
about
R.
But I have one quick question, and I'm gonna hand this back over and have a smoke.
What's
This
up?
is really, I just want to make this real quick. Yes or no, were you following at one point Refuse Fascism Chicago on Instagram?
I was following multiple organizations because I love seeing the photography. I love seeing the protests. And guess what? Literally, like months back, once I like figured out that I don't want to be in that type of like scenario or anything like that. Plus, they're not active anyways, so why the fuck would I follow them? I unfollowed like all of them except the fucking like Refuse Chicago one, which I literally didn't know I was still following them. They're not even actively like posting too. So when she sent Real Gang Stalker, she sent me the screenshot. She's like, "No, you are Antifa because you're still following them on Instagram." And I was like, "Oh God, here we go, another fucking like little piece to add that I'm affiliated with them." So yeah, I was still actively following them, which I didn't know until she showed me, like I said. But I was following a lot of these organizations on like left wing centralists and then right wing as well because I wanted to see the things that were happening around the world. You don't just really get it from like newspaper or your mainstream. You actually follow them or follow the photographers that are partaking in those events too because you see it.
One quick follow up, and then I'm gonna step away here.
What's
Before
up?
you got into like distant right or interested in Yay 24, excuse me, were you left wing? Were you progressive? Would you say?
No, not at all. Like I said, and everybody knows this that were in the spaces with me. I was always central, but before I leaned towards the left. Like I was just not living in Christ's
What do you mean
world.
by leaning towards the left? I guess is what I'm trying to get at.
So I've never had what's it called? I never really had anybody talk to me about like the right wing. I never had and that's just like because I didn't surround myself with those kind of people, and my parents weren't like that. So I never really just like fell towards the right. Like it never occurred to me, and I was just literally more apolitical. So that's why I always stayed in the central. You know what I mean? But I've always been a conspiracy nut, so that's why I don't always go towards the left and I don't go towards the right. Like I till this day, you know what I mean? Even though I'm getting more aware of what's happening to the right and more connected with it, but I still consider myself central because I don't know enough.
I
You
think
know.
the word you're looking for is centrist. If I think of another question, I'll jump in.
Thank you, RJ, for not being harsh.
Yeah, nice guy, RJ. Let's go. Big softy. Big sweetie pie. That's nice. That's nice. RJ's being so
Gonna
nice.
rape and kill Marie.
No! RJ!
Or Marie, or Marie.
Well, alright. Your mom's a big yay head. That's so cool. So, you're a big conspiracy nut? That's interesting.
Always. I used to, excuse me, always be on like re-edit most nights and stuff like that before I went into like more podcasts and stuff. But just like weird shit like that, and that's why I love like the spaces so much because it's
What's
all like
re-edit? Is that like Reddit?
Oh shit! Yeah, my little brother always makes fun of me. I say re-edit, but I meant to say Reddit. It's called Reddit, right? Reddit.
Yeah, I've never heard it called re-edit. That's funny. Okay, so yeah, Reddit, and what kind of conspiracies did you like to
It
learn
would
about?
definitely it's very like present and then connecting like what's happening today or like what people would be connected behind the scenes, stuff like that. Not so much groups, but just seeing like patterns. Not patterns, but you know what I mean? Just seeing a chain of people that might be influencing or in control of something and then following up where they've been in the past or who they've been connected in the past. Like I like going into webs like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know. So that's why I liked this new the Yay movement stuff like that because it's like it's bringing in a whole multiverse of people
Anonymous
right
sent
now.
$3. Literally all Antifa reporters are controlled and for the cause. Back during the riots, we used to monitor all streams, and the IRL streamers in bed with Antifa were getting attacked if they didn't hide the crimes. If she was one,
What?
she still is.
I never was Antifa on the first. Okay, that's fine.
No, you
One six-
you followed their Twitter and you went to a anti-police protest. You're Antifa.
No, Antifa's like what's it called? You literally get paid by the state and stuff like that, and you go to like organizations and shit like that. I don't know. I was independently going to the places that I wanted to go. You can't shame me for that.
My Nick has sent $10. I'ma be honest.
My
I
niggas.
low-key sorta believe what she's saying. I think she's just incredibly dumb and follows people, or groups, and trends. Like the manic pixie girl. That's why she got bored with Muhammad. She's bored of ye in 5 months. Cops.
I don't think she's incredibly dumb. I think she's just average female. Actually, maybe not even average. I think she's just a girl. She's a girl who's interested in stuff and pothead. But it sounds like you've been interested in Yay and this kind of stuff for a long time. Or is that cap? Are you just saying you like remember?
No, I've
Wait a
been
minute.
to
I'm getting
Ghana.
summoned. I'm getting summoned. Is that true? Kagmich, Beardson's calling me? Oh, I'm getting it from doubles. 2 people telling me. What am I gonna do? I'm getting a call. Hey, you want to just like watch the stream and stand by? I gotta take this. This is getting a call from the higher ups.
Let's pitch the Fed and take the call from Beardson. Fuck Marie. Let's go.
I'm gonna take this call,
Yeah,
Maurice. Keep hanging out. If you're still up, I'll talk to you more later, maybe or whatever. Thanks for coming on. I'm not trying to abruptly hang up on you, but that's how it's about to go.
I am.
You're all
Not him.
goodies. Thanks for having
Nice to
me
meet
on
you.
Big Time.
Bye.
You
See you
too,
later
pleasure.
or whatever.
Bye, nigga.
Bye.
Yay 24.
Yay 24. Let's go.